Dear Derry, put my toothbrush away. Um, Welcome to Saturday. Lovely, lovely Saturday. What happened today? Not a whole lot. Today was actually a pretty chill day. Started out interesting though. When I woke up, which I woke up around noon, probably doesn't. Well, I mean, the last time I woke up around noon. Because I woke up around. So I went to sleep around 2. No, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Yeah. Then, so let's call it 2 o'clock. Went to sleep around 2, got up at 4, got up at 6, got up at 7, got up at 8:30, got up at 9, and just woke up around 9:15 again, and just sort of rolled over and looked through how my bed has like the little vertical bars on it, on the railing-ish thingy around it. Well, I was looking out the window through the bars. I was just kind of looking at the garden that we've been working on in the back, and fell asleep again and woke up at noon. It was almost 12:20, I think, when I woke up the last time. So it feels like a lot of the day has just gone. But when I woke up the last time, I was having this dream, and it's really awesome, and I think it would make a very amusing, well, depending upon who you are, commercial for that zombie game that Sony's working on, that Geekdomo's doing the podcast for, the H1Z1 thing. I think it would be very, very funny if you kind of redid, or you use kind of the most interesting man in the world thing, but it's a zombie, and it's all said in zombie. Everything, all the spoken stuff is all in zombie, and it's subtitled. And like, there's like a buffet, and like you go over to the, like you go to this restaurant or this really, really fancy kind of nightclubby place. You come in the front door, it's kind of the buffet area, and you go over and you lift one of the chafing dishes, and it's all brains and different body parts and stuff, and you can, kind of do an a la carte sort of thing, get whatever much you want and just eat as much as you like. And then like in the second room, there's well, as you get further and further into the club, it gets more and more posh by zombie standards, I guess. Or maybe it used to be a very posh thing, but it has since been taken over by zombies. And so, when you get towards the end of the thing, you've got zombies who are in what clearly used to be like tuxedos or something, but they're zombies now. So it's, they're kind of messed up and gunky. But the you get to this table, and it's all these zombies kind of milling about, and they're all apparently having dessert or something. And it's sort of like the scene in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where they bring dessert, and it's the chilled monkey brains, and they take the top of the head off and everything, and just put the spoon in there. But it's a zombie level thing, of course. But unfortunately, I was also thinking of doing it like soft-boiled eggs, how you just kind of crack the top open, and I was thinking, no, because zombies wouldn't do that either. I mean, they would want the same poshness of the, eating like a soft-boiled egg or something, but they wouldn't, bother with. And I realized, I know exactly what it needs to be. It's a bunch of babies' heads, and like there's some zombie that's just trying to take a bite out of it, and like the most interesting zombie in the world, basically tells him, no, that's not how you do it. You just suck the brains out through the opening in the top of the skull, because they haven't grown shut yet, or whatever. And put your pinky up, and like he breaks off his pinky, like puts it on his head or something. But then the zombie leaves them to their dining experience, and he goes over and sits at a table with 2 other female zombies who are devouring some guy who's laying across the table or whatever. And the most interesting zombie in the world basically grabs, well, you think he's grabbing a beer bottle, but he's actually grabbing the hand that's still holding the beer bottle, and he kind of holds it up and, and it's like, stay ravenous, my friends, or whatever, and then he starts eating the hand. But he actually works at the nightclub, and here's the worst of it. Here's the worst of it. He is the maitre z'. Oh, it's so awful. Sorry. That's not true. I'm not sorry. But I'm going to see if I can push that idea to Geek Domo and possibly to Smedley and see what they think. That would be so funny. Right. So, what else happened today? Finally caught up on YouTube videos. Well, specifically watching Gopher's playthrough of Skyrim. I know, it's hysterical. You may not have been able to hear my housemate laughing on the other side of the wall, but apparently it was funny. Anyway, just something that I was just talking about that required me to go. So I made a joke today on Twitter. Maybe not a very good one. Perhaps it was a bit too complex. But Patton Oswalt was talking about the your, Y-O-U-R versus Y-O-U''re thing. And his tweet was basically like, go and pay attention to what the hell you're doing, because otherwise you sound like a twit, sort of thing. And as a joke, I replied with, within the joke, I quoted what he said in his tweet, but where he said "then," I put "then," because I hate then reversals. And people just started kind of coming at me going, actually it's not then, it's not then, it's then, because then is a, and I'm like, I know. Okay, it was, oh God. There was one guy who was like, oh my God, please tell me you're serious and that you're not making a joke here, because I need this sort of, if you're serious and you don't mean that as a joke, I need that kind of irony. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you, but I really did mean that as a joke. He's like, oh no, that would have been hysterical. Just delicious irony if you are correcting his grammar with a grammatical error. It just, I said, I know. And then another guy who kind of, I shouldn't say he came at me, because he didn't. He came to me and said, actually, this is not correct. It would actually be like this. Yes, I do understand that. I was actually trying to make a joke, but apparently it didn't go over very well. And in my second tweet to him, I said, but thank you very much for standing up for good grammar. And so it kind of spun off this little conversation between he and I about how teachers need to be paid better and whatnot. Craziness. Absolutely, it's totally crisis. I don't understand. Not much on the voice acting front today. It's a weekend, and not much comes in on the weekend anyway. Monday through Friday, there's usually quite a bit, and there's usually a lot of rush stuff on Friday because people are like, oh my God, we need this done, right now, because it's Friday and they want to get stuff done before the end of the day. But Saturday, it just kind of falls off, and so not a whole lot to be done. So it's been pretty quiet. There's a couple of things that came in, but they were things that I don't want to get involved with, like religious and political stuff. I'm like, no, don't care. For the religious stuff, it's like, okay, you guys are, you're standing against my right to marry a man if I want to. I am not going to use my voice to help you get money. Nope. I don't care if you're paying me or not. No. And then, of course, the government, in a lot of cases, is very much the same way. So I'm like, no, actually, not going to help you. So we're right about 10 minutes. I guess that's good enough point for this to let it go. I have described my zombie commercial, and we'll see where that goes. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. We'll find out. So I will let you guys go, and I will stifle a yawn, and then talk to you guys tomorrow. And until then, be careless.